So today I want to actually tell you what your GCE examiners don't tell you. What your GCE examiners don't tell you. There are some things that GCE examiners they consider into place, and they're not going to tell you those things. Most times, even your teachers that teach you in classes don't tell you those things. Even most of your teachers that are actual examiners of the GCE, most of them don't tell you what they consider when marking the GCE. And that is all the secrets I want to reveal to you today on what is the GCE examiners, what they really consider when marking your paper, when marking your script. Now, when you know these things, you will know where to focus on when you're writing the GCE, right? Whether paper 1, paper 2, paper 3, you will know exactly what to do, because that is where examiners actually focus their attention when it comes to marking papers. Once again, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Coach Njomi. I've come again today, and I want to say that if you are new to my YouTube channel, make sure that you subscribe, because every day I come with videos like this for you to serve, motivate you, to show you how to make money online and how to also be successful. So today I want to talk about the secret most GCE examiners, which are actually our teachers, and what they actually hide from us and what they don't want you to know. I want to reveal everything to you today, so that next time you are going, when you're writing your GCE, whether for the first time, for the second time, if you're writing for the second time, know that you miss out something. That is why you fail. And I will show you now what you have to do to pass this time. Now, if you are going in for the first time, knowing this is very, very advantageous for you, because you are going to know and you're going to go direct for it, and you're going to get the success. Now, what are the things that actually my examiners they don't want me to know? What are the things that are being considered when GCE examiners or markers mark your paper? The first thing that they look into is your handwriting. Your handwriting is very, very important. Now, if you have a very poor handwriting, you may have a lot of knowledge, you may know a lot about your exam, you may know a lot of things, you might know very well, but most times your handwriting may be the cause why you may fail your GCE exam, may be the cause why you don't perform well either in the GCE or in the mock. So you need to consider your handwriting. If your handwriting is too bad, learn to at least space it so that examiners can see what you're actually writing, because most time examiner will not take their time to actually go through a poor handwriting, right? So make sure that your handwriting is at least better. Even if your handwriting is not too good, but work on it in a way that when an examiner take your paper, will be able to see it. The best way to work on your handwriting to space the letters very well, so that examiners can see what you're after. So most times when examiners they mark your papers, if your handwriting is bad, actually be sure that you may fail, even if you know all the answers, even if you know everything. So your handwriting is very, very important. Most time our teachers don't tell us this, but that is the first thing that examiners consider: your handwriting. They need to see what you are offering, they need to see what you are giving them, the answers you are giving. So work on your handwriting. The second point is that always go straight to the point. When you are asked a question, go straight to the point. Don't try to turn around. You may know a lot, and you find yourself that you may say things that you're not supposed to say. So when you get into your GCE exam, you're writing the exam, go directly to the point. Go straight to the point. Okay, so don't turn around. Right, when they ask the question, define economics, go directly and define economics. Don't start to explain why economics this and that. No example, no, go directly. Define economics as the question has been asked. So make sure that you always go straight to the point, because examiners, when they take your papers, they'll try to see if you are straight at the point in the first instance. You may try to go to other things. You may know the definition of what they have asked you, right? But if you move to other things, then come to the definition, then move to other things, you may find yourself the examiner will just crush everything, and what you give right in the middle of the definition becomes a failure. So always go straight to the point when you are asked a question in your GCE papers. When you are in front of a GCE papers, you ask a question, answer that question directly as it is being asked to you, if you are at the ordinary level or the advanced level, right? So it applies to everybody. Now, The third point is that make no mistakes. Make sure that you work on your mistakes, right? Make no mistake, work on your mistakes. Make sure that when you're writing, the mistakes that you make are limited, because most examiners, they look at the mistake, and most of the mistakes that we make is maybe trying to saturate our papers with a lot of information, while examiners, they need just the main information to give you a pass mark. So make no mistake by too much thinking that is by writing a lot that you will pass. No, go straight to the point, as I said. Then the third point is that make no mistake. The fourth point is that don't forget your name and your number, your names to put on your paper. Your number and your name. Most times you may write very well. The first thing to start with your number, right, and your name. That's your center number and your name. Make sure that they are written down. That's the first way. Those, if you want to pass your GCE, any paper that you're writing, that's the first thing you have to pass. Because if you fail, you don't put your name correctly, you don't put your center number correctly, then be sure that you have already failed that paper. So make sure that your number, your name, is your first consideration to pass. Consider that one is a 100% pass or 100% failure. So the first thing when your paper is handed to you is to go to your name. Make sure you have written your name, you have written your center number. Every indication that points at you should be written first. I know people that have failed the GCE because they neglected this part. So when the examiner takes your paper and look at your paper, he sees that there is no name, there is no center number, there is no way they can get to you, that one he will not even pass to even bother to mark that type of paper. So those are some of the things that most of our teachers, that actually our examiners, don't tell us. So at times they tell us, at times we forget, but don't forget, please. That's why I'm making this video. GCE is soon at the corner. Make sure you don't forget these details. Now the last point I'm going to share with you today is about the secret examiners will tell us, is that you need to check your heading, meaning that the heading of your topic and the conclusion. Now most times when examiners mark your papers, they don't mark the body. Now we'll talk about the body, we'll talk about what you explain below. This mostly applies to advanced level students. Let's say they ask you a question that you need to give an introduction and a conclusion. Now make sure that your introduction is perfect and your conclusion is perfect, even if you don't give the body perfectly. Because most examiners, this is the truth I want to reveal to you, most examiners don't actually take time to read all of your papers. Some will take time to go through, see what you have read. Some don't. Some will read the introduction and read the conclusion and give you a pass mark. That's the truth that many people don't know. So what you have to focus on is focus on the introduction of the question. Make sure that your introduction is perfect. Then focus on the conclusion. Make sure that the conclusion is perfect. For example, advanced level, they can ask you a question that ends with however. Right, you go, okay, despite the fact that however, so you make sure that your conclusion is perfect. So let's say they ask you maybe about slave trade, or maybe how colonization, right? You say despite the advantage and the disadvantage, you say, okay, despite the fact that you go to your conclusion, you explain very well, right? You give a conclusion where those examiners, if your papers come with an examiner who does not care to read about the body of your paper, he may read your conclusion, your introduction, read your conclusion, say that no, this man is making sense, and gives you a pass mark, though he has not gone through the body. So your introduction and your conclusion in your GCE exam is very important, no matter the subject you are writing. Please take note of this. I'm insisting on this because it's very important. Most students fail not because they have not written well, because their introduction is poor and their conclusion is poor. So if your paper comes to an examiner, a marker that will not take time to read the body, you have written very good in your body, but if that reads just your introduction and conclusion, is going to give you a fail mark. That's why most students will say that I wrote this paper very well, but I don't understand why I failed this paper. It is sure that your paper fell into the hands of an examiner who read just the introduction and the conclusion. So make sure that you have written your introduction and conclusion very perfectly. This happened with me, and in one subject, geography for example, where I wrote the introduction and conclusion very perfectly. Though I did not write anything, but I had something very good. So this is very important for students to take note when you are going in for an GCE exam. Examiners, they don't tell you this, but this is what most of them consider, and I've revealed everything to you. So you can come back to this video when you're about to write the GCE and listen to it again. You will benefit something from it. Share it with people, your friends, that other students that are also writing the GCE, so that they might know these things, what examiner actually consider. If you put this to work, you put this to practice, you listen to this video, you will see that all what I've said here, when you put them on your papers, everything, you're going to pass the GCE exam without any difficulty. So thank you guys for watching. This is what I had for you guys today. So you can give a thumbs up if you like this video. You can share it massively with friends, and wait for my next video. I'm going to be explosive, reveal you all the secrets, all how to really do to succeed in life and make it. Thank you.